If you're a beginner artist and you're looking for something fun and easy to draw, you're in the right place. I'm Rashonda, and I'm the creator of this YouTube channel as well as the artbyro.com website, where you can find over 250 drawing tutorials. Today, we're going to draw this really cute snowman face. I think it's adorable. I hope you like it as well, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and go on over to the art studio and get started. Today I'm going to be showing you how to draw a super easy and cute snowman face. There's not much to this. It's pretty straightforward. So I like to start with the nose. It's going to be pretty big, so we'll just kind of rough in the shape for the nose. And then the eyes, I'm going to make the eyes pretty big. Trying not to draw too dark, but I also want you to be able to see it. Normally when you are sketching out your drawings, you want to make your lines fairly light. But I think I want to angle this one a little bit. We'll make this one going kind of sideways. Now you can draw these different shapes. So you think about if you're building a snowman, you kind of find whatever you can to put on there for the eyes, the nose, the mouth. Maybe your mom let you take a carrot for the nose and maybe she didn't. I remember as a kid digging around in everything we could to build our snowman and make the faces on them. And you change it up as you go. Think about how you can make things a bit more interesting. So by making his mouth a little uneven so it comes over to the side, I think makes it look a little bit nicer than just having it more symmetrical. Make it a little wider over here. We'll have some little curved lines there for like indications of cheeks, I guess. We'll have a highlight here, and I'm doing this on a toned paper, cut down to an artist trading card size. And I will link in the description to my artist trading card freebie that will show you how to get the maximum number of blank cards out of one sheet of paper, which is pretty helpful to not have much scrap left over. There's very little waste if you do it the right way. So what I do is I just get a piece of cardstock and I cut out, I can get 10 cards out of one piece of cardstock, and then I have this little tin of blank cards, and when I want to do some drawing I just grab one out and I'm good to go. I got them already pre-cut ahead of time. I like to keep quite a few in there so I don't have to worry about what I'm drawing on. I like to draw on the artist trading cards. They save a lot of time, and I can actually finish my artwork because I used to have a really bad habit of never finishing anything. And once I started working a little bit smaller and doing them on artist trading cards, I suddenly started finishing things, and it felt really good and it encouraged me to do more. So I've just continued to work on artist trading cards. I guess it's what I'm used to. So the next thing we're going to do is the black and the outline, and then fill in the mouth and the eyes. All you need is just a black outlining pen, and the one I happen to be using today is this Edding brand. It came in a pack of 4. Pretty inexpensive. I think it was $10 or $11 for 4 of them with different sizes. Now when you draw the nose, you want to make sure you curve this, and then since we're using a carrot for a nose, we want these lines, and we want these to curve as well, because that's going to show us the contour of the shape of that. And I like to thicken up the outside edges a little bit. This is optional, you don't have to do this. You can make your lines whatever thickness you prefer. But all you do is go right up next to it, next to the line you already have there. So one thing I do want to point out about this drawing is that the nose is not centered very well, and that's intentional because there's not a whole lot going on in this drawing. There's not much to it, and in order to place the nose correctly, it would have to be super tiny, or it would go off the edge of the paper. And most of the time, I don't mind if something goes off the edge of the paper, but in this particular drawing, since there's only a few elements to it, we kind of need it all to fit on the paper. And we could do it smaller and kind of shrink everything down and make it fit in, but then you lose the effect of the face taking up the whole card. So my intention with this is that I want the whole card to be the face, like zoomed in real close. So this is what we call your artistic license or artistic liberty, and you make decisions to create your artwork the way you see fit, and it might not be accurate, or some people say it's not right or it's not correct, but it's your artwork. You can do things the way you want, and if it doesn't look good, then you change it up, try something else. If somebody doesn't like it, that's their right to have their own opinion, but you get to make your own decisions about your artwork. So feel free to break the rules a little bit and change things up and take some risks, try something new. Now, the next thing I want to do is just to add a little bit of hatching on here to give it just a bit more detail, because it's a pretty, I don't want to say boring drawing, because I think it's pretty cute. I don't find it to be boring necessarily, but there's not a ton going on. So if we can add a few little bits of extra detail, make it look a little bit better. So I don't think I want to fill in the black with my outlining pen, so I'm going to grab a marker and we'll fill that in with the marker instead. Okay, got my marker, and this is just a regular black alcohol marker. Now, the only reason that I'm a little bit reluctant to fill in the big areas with the black marker is that I kind of like how the outlining pen looks. I don't know if you can see this very well on the camera, but there's a difference between the way the outlining pen looks and the way the black marker looks. And I prefer the black and the outlining pen. But these are some pretty big areas. And I think it would make more sense to use the black marker, which seems to be on its last leg here. So what we can do, these are dual tipped. We can flip it over and use the other side. And we can extend the life of it a little bit. Let's just fill that in. And then we'll do the same thing for the eyes. I'll do that in a minute. And then for the nose, I'm going to use this orange and fill it all the way in. And this is just another alcohol marker. This one is a Bic marker. I have a Prismacolor, so what I'm going to do with this one is just put some darker areas. Again, it's just all about little things we can do to make it look a little bit more interesting. So by adding in a darker color, we can make it look less flat. And then what we can do is take the lighter color and go back over it and blend those in together a little bit. And then we can go back up here and get these eyes filled in. So as you can see, this one is a Touch marker, is the brand. And I used a Bic marker and a Prismacolor marker. So when I very first started playing with markers in my art, was back when I was still teaching in the classroom, and I was doing a lesson on graffiti art because I was having a really hard time connecting with my middle schoolers, specifically the 8th graders. So I did some research on things they might be interested in and came across graffiti art and learned about it a little bit, so I understood the concepts of it a bit more in the culture and what it was about and all those sorts of things. But I started using markers, and I just bought some different brands and tried them out, and this was at least 10 years ago, and I still have a lot of the original markers that I bought 10 years ago. And I just got different brands. I went to the local store and picked up what I could. If I seen markers somewhere, I grabbed some. And we didn't have a ton of money then. So I was trying to find things that were a little more inexpensive and easier to come by. So now I'm going to take this white Jelly Roll pen and I'm going to do the highlight and just fill that in. So all this to say, I now have a bunch of different markers, different brands, most of which I don't know if I would buy again. But I think it's important to try different things, try different brands. Lately I've been using the Ohuhu markers. So put some little highlights on the nose. And then to finish this up, since I was working on the brown paper, I want to just take a white colored pencil. This is just a Prismacolor. And I'm just going to kind of scribble. I'm not trying to fill it in solid. And I don't know how much you can see the white on here. It's not super noticeable, but it'll give this more of a look of white to it. And you could do this on white paper. You could do it on black paper. I like trying different colored papers and different patterns and textures. I like working over top of printed paper, like from a page out of a book with the text in the background. I think that's a fun look. So I'm really just kind of scribbling this in. Just putting some white in here. Yeah, so back to the markers. You just try different things, get what you have access to. We all have different budgets and limitations to what's available to us, what we can afford, what we have room for. So I currently am using my old markers that I'm kind of mix and matching, and I'm ready to transition into just using maybe one brand. I think might be a little bit easier at this point, but got all those old markers I feel like I want to use up. They're still good, they still work. So this is pretty much done. So that's it for this little snowman face. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully you feel inspired to create some of your own artwork. And I will see you in the next video. Happy creating! That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully you feel inspired to create some of your own artwork. If you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to get notified of future videos. But before you leave, check out the description box. That freebie is in there that I mentioned for how to make artist trading cards, and more importantly, how to cut out your own artist trading cards out of one sheet of paper and eliminate the scrap. And I will see you next time. Bye!